Welcome back to the kitchen, everybody. Rastafari Selassie. Today I've got a personal favourite. Apologies for the cultural appropriation there. I've got my personal favourite. It's curried goat, slow cooked for around 4 to 6 hours. And then we've got rice and peas, which is super simple to make. Once you've made it once, you're going to make it 1,000 times like I have. So let's get into this. We'll start with the potatoes, the most boring part. Just use 3 medium potatoes. Just cut these into sort of roast potato sizes. You can do them big. There you can see sort of the size of it. That's what we've got. I'm very happy with that. And then throw these in the base of your slow cooker. Then we've got about 600 grams of goat here. It is better to get it on the bone. It adds more flavour, but I did struggle to find it. So this will do for now. 1 medium onion, take the top off, take the bottom, split it in half, peel back, down like this. Bunch that all up back together. And then you can just go down like this. I did end up taking away 1/3 of the onion. It was just a little bit too much. So we've got about a fistful here. So let's get that in. 3 scallions. And these have been washed, and we'll just finely chop them. Then we can get those into our pot of happiness. 1 inch piece of ginger. We have took the skin off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5. Then what you can do is stack those up. Go down like that. And then we can just go over them like this. Get that delicious flavouring in there. I love the smell of ginger when it's being cooked. Even better when it's being cooked. Garlic cloves between 3 and 5. You can see these are quite hefty, so that's why I've gone with 3. And we're just going to roughly chop them. Avoid using the root. You can leave it on, but you might get a little bit of a dense taste when you do bite into it. Then just give these the once over. Add those babies in. 2 medium tomatoes, just using my hand as reference. What I'm going to do is just take the core out. You don't have to. Same as an onion, go down and then just slice and then the other way. Now what this also does for the curry is acts as a liquid, so it will make that sort of soupy, sort of gelatinous consistency to it at the end. I always do the tomatoes last because then your cutting board stays relatively clean, has not got all the tomato juice on it. And a cornerstone of Jamaican cuisine, the Scotch bonnet. If you're not used to spice, I would advise just using 1. I'm going to go 2 today because I am cooking for a friend who's not a huge fan of spice, but usually personally I'd go for 3. So roots off. And we're just going to finely dice these. Scotch bonnets are just a delicious blend of fruit and spice. For the pimento seeds, I am going to use 6. I usually am quite specific with these because they can dominate the flavour, so just mortar and pestle them. One teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper. Now for the seasoning, I'm quite lucky. I do have a pretty authentic Jamaican sort of shop over the road. But today I'm using curry goat seasoning, of course. You can get maybe this sort of just Jamaican curry powder. Or you can just use, I've tried it a couple of times as well when I first started my cooking journey. Just Indian curry powder, that will do fine. And we're going to have 2 tablespoons of the curry goat powder. Okay, 2.5. I freaking love this stuff. And the actual last ingredient, about 5 or 6 sprigs of thyme. We're of course going to take these out at the end. And if you haven't guessed, let's bring all of this delicious smelling, good looking food together. Make sure you bring the potatoes into the middle, get all of that spice on there. And just 2 tablespoons of water just at the side to get it started. And the easy part, as much as we have just put a good amount of effort to preparing it, we just pop this on high for about between 4 and 6 hours. Just check it halfway through, about 2 hours. See what your potatoes are like. Cook them how you want. Let's place the lid on. And I shall see you in 2 hours. Cook well. Rastafari Selassie. We are just over the 2 hour mark. So let's take a quick peek. Ooh, the smell is fantastic. Let's pop this to the side. We'll give this a little stir. So yeah, we've got those potatoes down in the juices now. That should help them cook a little bit better. We're at the 4 hour mark now, just a little bit after. I'm just going to check it. Let the camera come back into focus. All right, let's give it a little stir. You can see all the fat on the top. You know what? I'm actually going to take a little bit of that fat off. Yeah, we got a pretty decent amount. I mean, check that out. Definitely remove as much fat as you can. You don't want that in your arteries. Yeah, okay. Right, let's get the rice and peas done. For the rice, I've got 2 cups of washed plain long grain. First thing I'm going to add is the kidney beans. Next is the coconut milk. Then we have our spices. We have half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, half a tablespoon of allspice, half a tablespoon of all-purpose, and half a tablespoon of garlic granules. About 4 sprigs of thyme. Same with the curry goat, we'll take those out at the end. Let's get the heat on. Let's bring it to a boil. And then we have half of a medium onion and about 3 scallions. I've done the end bits sort of 1/2 inch and the chunkier bottom bits really small pieces. We'll give that a nice stir. Now that's boiling, let's put the lid on and we'll turn it down to a simmer and we'll leave that for around 20 minutes. Okie dokie, Dr. Jones, let's see what the rice is looking like. Think we might be finished. Let me get the time out. I've also just got it out the curry as well. Yeah, absolutely perfect. 20 minutes. Might have even got away with 18 if you do like it a little bit more juicier. One more bit of time there, let's get that out. Okay, we're ready. Let's plate up this beauty. It's getting dark outside, we've been at this a while. Go in with a nice spoonful of the rice. And for the curry, I've got a slotted spoon sort of thing because we don't want all of that juices. We'll put that on after. So I like to separate mine. You can pour it straight over the rice. I'm gonna have mine next to it. Let's give this bad boy a taste. Let's start off with the rice. So I think the rice could have done with maybe either 2 minutes less or maybe a little bit more water in there. But other than that, the flavour, oh, it's amazing. Okay, now for the curry goat. Let's start off with the potato. See if it chops in half nicely. Yeah, nice and fluffy. Yeah, beautifully soft. And finally, the goat. Let's get a couple of pieces. The taters are amazing. You could cook this dish without any meat, just using potatoes. It just literally falls apart. Oh my goodness. I have had this on the bone before. You can taste the difference. It's not a huge difference, but yeah, with the bone gives it that more flavour. As always, a massive thank you for coming and checking out the channel. Please head down to my channel below, check out some more videos. I've got Italian, I've got Chinese, I've got Thai, I've got more Jamaican stuff. I've got some lovely jerk marinade as well for chicken. Please do check that out. Hope everyone has enjoyed watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, press that subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, baby.